Welcome to the Loaded Cannon, and it's Everton 1, Arsenal 1. Before we get into the football, firstly, I forgot after Fulham. I straight up forgot, which I'm annoyed at myself about. But we will start this video in the way that we always like to, and that is, well, actually, we don't like to, just in the way that we feel compelled to dedicate this video to a victim of the just lunacy of Israel, the absolute bloodthirsty lunacy of Israel. And today it's for a 2-year-old, a grandson of a Hamas negotiator called Khalil Al-Hayya. But the 2-year-old, I don't even know his name. But what just staggers me is that some of the stuff that I've seen around this on the internet, using words like eliminated, the headline has been, pleased to announce we have eliminated the grandson of this individual. Whatever you think about that individual, whatever you think about any grown-up, any adult that does whatever job, to celebrate and to use words like eliminated, which gives the indication that you've targeted a justifiable target, you've murdered a justifiable target, it just really, really goes to show how absolutely mental and bloodthirsty these Israelis, these Zionists are. It's crazy to me that you can use that language and to say we're pleased and to celebrate it. Absolutely bonkers. A 2-year-old has died. An innocent 2-year-old has been murdered because of the job of his father's father. Like, are you kidding me? What's going on in the world? It's baffling and just awful. So that poor 2-year-old that had his whole life ahead of him, murdered in just crazy fashion. Okay. I mean, I hate moving on from those things, as you all know. But, you're here to hear about me talk about something else. So I'm going to try and shake that off temporarily and talk about Everton 1, Arsenal 1. I was talking to someone in the week and I was saying, we hate going to Everton. They were saying the same thing I was saying. I kind of felt like over the years, I just have had too many experiences, especially when you go all the way down and then you don't play well enough and you come away with a draw. You know what? It's, I think overall, and the title of this video is going to have to just be, I'm frustrated. Okay? I am really, really frustrated. But on the other hand, I think to myself, well, what does it matter? I feel like, yeah, we're going to get second place. We're not going to catch Liverpool. But the problem is, right, with Everton playing Liverpool and Arsenal in quick succession, I always thought to myself, they're not going to go these 2 games and lose both. They're not going to go these 2 games without scoring. They're going to do something in one of the games at least. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go and get 6 points. But what that meant, if they're not going to get 0 points and they're not going to get 6 points, they're going to take points off of one team, at least one team, right? Now, if that was Liverpool rather than Arsenal, I'm not saying I even think that we would have won the league again, but all of a sudden, with Liverpool's recent form, the fact that, what's happened in the League Cup final against Newcastle, what happened in the Champions League as well against PSG, you start to think to yourself, hold on a second, could there be a wobble here? And I was just hoping that Everton could have asked the question of the right team, but there you have it. I watched a Liverpool-Everton game, Diego Jota, who hasn't been brilliant this season, a bit like Trossard, actually. They both would have wanted better individual seasons. He pulled out a really, really good moment, as did Leandro Trossard. But Arsenal's recent weakness of just not being able to keep clean sheets has come back to bite us again. We saw against Fulham, we conceded that late goal. And now against Everton as well, we haven't been able to keep a clean sheet. And obviously we're going to have to talk about MLS and his part that he played in that. But on the other hand, I think to myself, look, we didn't have our first choice lineup, and never mind first choice lineup, we just game 1 after adapting to Gabriel coming out of the team, which has been such an annoying thing for us. I'm gutted about that. But it is what it is. Look, I think if Liverpool had lost against Everton and Arsenal had beaten Everton, there'd be 6 points between us with Liverpool having a game in hand. Now, at least then you think to yourself, hold on a second, we're asking the question now, and we're just seeing if there's a slip up. Imagine if, I know they've got a game in hand, but imagine if at any point in the remainder of the season, it got to 3 points. All of a sudden, the whole narrative changes. And with that narrative, all that pressure changes. And Liverpool will be looking over their shoulder. They will be actually thinking about the fact that if this doesn't happen for us, then it'll be such a huge conversation about how they've bottled it. That would put on so much pressure. Instead, they can go out onto the pitch and they can relax. By us not winning today and by them beating Everton, just the swing in the points total, they can go and relax. If they win their game in hand, it's 14 points. I mean, they can go and win the league by winning a handful of a few more games, and that's it. So I'm frustrated, really frustrated. What can you do? When you're feeling that level of frustration, you're lucky if you've got a huge thing coming up that you're looking forward to, that you can sort of get that release that you're looking for, where if we go and beat Real Madrid, then, oh man, it will go and mean a lot. And I know it's a 2-leg game, right? So it's not that we beat them and then that's it, it's all done. But I just think it will be an unbelievable atmosphere on Tuesday when we host Real Madrid. And if we go and do it, then the release of energy and the release of frustration from so many Arsenal fans because of the way our league challenge has petered out, the fact that we've faltered in the cups, it will be absolutely massive. We have to win this first leg. We have to win this first leg. We cannot afford to even take a draw into that second leg, because Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, with the level of decisions they get in this competition, it's too risky for us. So that's all that I'm looking at really right now. Obviously, look, yes, the Everton game was important, just because you wanted to carry good form into that game against Real Madrid. But in terms of the look and feel of the league table, it's actually not that important. But that game now against Madrid, I'm looking forward to it so much, and I believe in the team, and I want to know what you guys think. Put your score predictions in the comments below for that game. Now, MLS today, he's given away the penalty. We've seen enough about him in his appearances this season to know, firstly, he belongs. He belongs in the team. And many, many teams in the Premier League would have him as their first choice starter, whether that would be left back or right back, whatever it is. He's been absolutely sensational. So I'm happy for him to be in the team. But we have seen him flirt with red cards and some difficult moments. And he needs to just develop that maturity and that decision making to make sure that he's not giving away these penalties, not getting these red cards. But you know what, really for me, no complaints. It comes with the territory of that position. You are going to be in those situations every now and then, and he'll learn from this mistake, right? We know he'll learn from this mistake. And then he showed the other side